Hello everyone, Tendy here, and today this is a completely out of nowhere review. Actually, I wasn't intended on doing this review at all. This is because I actually thought that I'd be buying Far Cry 5 instead, or I'd just not be able to put this review out in time for the relevancy. But, well, it was on the Game Pass, so I played it, and oh boy, oh god, this is the game I'm happy I didn't spend full price on, actually anything on. I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. Sea of Thieves is basically the Xbox One version of No Man's Sky at launch. It is quite possibly the most lacking in content game I've ever seen, and I'm saying it straight out like that because I'm honestly sick to shit of developers releasing games that are obviously lacking in content, that are obviously not ready for release as well. This is becoming a trend that needs to stop. No Man's Sky is again a massive example of this, but recently we've seen this with more AAA games, such as EA games, especially last year's Battlefront 2, which was a fuckfest in many other ways as well. But Sea of Thieves is, yep, it is really a massive fucking disappointment. And I don't care about, oh, but they're going to add more content. It's a game that's going to be worked on after release. Listen, this is a £45, $60 AAA video game that has been marketed as this massive limitless game for the Xbox One and PC. This game is as bare bones as No Man's Sky. Wait, actually, no. No Man's Sky actually had more content than this. What? How the fuck is that possible? This is Rare, right? Where the fuck has Rare been with this massive adventure game that were unforgettable gone? Where have they gone? Because this is not one of them. Because this game has nothing outside of tedious quest fetching of 3 varieties. Either fetch a chest, a skull, or an animal and then trade it for gold. And that gold you can then spend on fucking cosmetics. Isn't that a really ambitious game brought to life? Ambitious my ass. Now, you may be thinking, from all that I have said about this game, you might think I despised it to bits, but I don't. You see, I'm angry because Sea of Thieves is supposed to be this return to form from Rare. This game that would put Rare back on top again after their Connect titles. It was supposed to offer endless amounts of fun, but there's just none of that really. It's not like I didn't enjoy myself with the game at all. Actually, I'm willing to say that the opening hours in Sea of Thieves was one of the most enjoyable experiences I've had in a while. The game looks beautiful. This is easily one of the best looking games out there, not realistically wise, though the water could be up there for that department easily, but in the art direction department, this game is always beautiful to look at. And I would say if you want a game that you want to look at and like be in awe, then sure you can buy that, but not enough for £45 or $60. Very unlikely, but you never know. The animations in this game are also really well done, especially in the age where we see motion capture more and more. This game is a perfect situation where that's just not necessary, and actually the depth of some of these animations is really well done, such as just eating a banana is really well done, and hell, the sound in this game is beautiful, and I mean, this has always been a strong point for Rare, and alongside that with the characters, it just feels alive in every single way that a Rare game does. And at its foundation, this is a Rare game, and that's a really good thing. But again, and I really cannot stress this enough, it's only a foundation, because outside of that, there's nothing. And heck, it's not a completely solid foundation because personally, the gameplay there is 50-50. The actual mechanics on the ship and moving around and doing stuff on that ship is perfect. But fuck me, the combat is just really tiring and actually not enjoyable at times. It becomes a chore later on to the point where you just can't be asked to fight enemies, or well, skeletons and sharks, because that's the only enemies in the game. And that brings me to the next point. The AI in this game is just appalling. What the fuck is the AI in this game? It's not the worst like to Colonial Marines level, but it isn't good. Sharks will just get stuck at times, skeletons will lose where you are, and, well, that's all really, because again, that's all the enemy types. Oh wait, unless you count the Kraken. This massive enemy that is supposed to be a force to be reckoned with. Well, first off, the chance of you coming across it is extremely rare, and when you do, it's an extremely hard battle admittedly, and you'd expect for a battle that would be this difficult, you'd get something, especially in a game where it has a heavily reliance on loot. Yeah, well, fuck off, says the game, because you kill it and you get jack shit. You actually get nothing. If that's not a massive fuck you to all the people who have had to fight the Kraken, then I don't know what is. This game has such a heavy reliance on people making their own fun with their crew that it really needed something to go on with from the game with that. But it's not really there. Maybe the first 5 to 10 hours you'll be having some fun and banter, but after that you'll realise how shallow this game is, and you'll probably be unlikely to play it again. Rare hasn't ever done great with multiplayer, to be honest, so this is a massive gamble in some ways, but it also seemed like they could have just done this so much better. What the fuck happens here? The servers were so bad at launch that they had to go down for a few hours, and when I say go down, I mean completely. Like, none of the servers were up. But really, I just don't know what to talk about anymore with this game. Usually in a review, it would be pages long talking about certain aspects in the game, but I kid not, I am struggling to talk about something. There's no story, no endgame, no upgrades, barely any customization, a bland and boring open world sandbox to explore and do tedious quests in, terrible AI, lack of content and a lack of variety. The only good points of this game are the opening hours, the animation and the art direction, and maybe the sound, though it's not perfect. I was tempted at one point to give this game a 7 out of 10. But really, the more I think about the game and its contents, I'm really disappointed here. Like, I imagined this would be what it was like to play No Man's Sky. I haven't played that game, but everything I heard about it has just kept me away from this. This was a game that was supposed to put Rare back on top though, but really, it's just done worse than the Kinect titles. And actually, to be honest, I'd rather have preferred another Kinect game than this shit at its current state. You know what? It's a 4 out of 10. That's it, I'm done with Sea of Thieves. Do not buy this game under any circumstance for more than £10 or $15 because you will seriously not get your money's worth. And as much as I don't like to see a game get bad sales, I seriously would recommend if you're going to buy the game, you buy it through the Xbox Game Pass. Maybe make your judgment there, but for the love of God, do not go for a £45, $60 purchase because it's just not worth it, especially in the state that it's in. What a fucking letdown, Rare.